Alright, so welcome to my 8th video tutorial in MERN, and this time we're going to continue the activity that we have performed on our previous video, and that is um, setting up our MongoDB at the same time working on our server side on the Node.js and Express. So this time we were now seeing that our server is up and running. So we can make a split screen here and do a split terminal. Right. Say for example, I want to run the front side or the React front end. So I can just go to cd client, and then of course I can run npm start over here, as long as that of course all the dependencies are all plugged in onto this local drive, and you will literally see that the React app front end is running on localhost 3000, right? So but perhaps when we develop our and run our Node Express, it is running basically in listening in port 3001. All right, so without further ado, let's now begin connecting our MongoDB to our Node.js. So of course I need to open um, our MongoDB Atlas, and once that you have created already your cluster, all you have to do is, of course, you need to click this connection. And by the time that you're performing this, make it sure that the network access had been set it up, the IP address or of your local premises, or probably by including an open IP so that you can access anywhere, right? And as well as the security database access, of course, you should already created one, which is now I have here admin, and the password is MongoDB123, right? So without further ado, let's go creating a connection string, and by clicking our connect, you will see here a list of application to be connected, but we are only going to select the drivers, right? The drivers should be in the node.js, whatever the version or later version will be. And of course, perhaps npm install MongoDB should be also be run as a local um, dependency in our server. So for that, I have to terminate my server at the moment, and I can run an npm install MongoDB, and later on, of course, this MongoDB will allow us to use now the Mongoose library, right? So I am installing now. That is what the required install driver needs to be run in our local server, which is on our local machine. And perhaps this string is mentioning MongoDB server. We can just capture this one, and later we could change the DB username and password over here, and by just clicking this as a copy one. You can close this one, and perhaps now we will come back to our index.js, which is in our server. So we can run it still, the npm start, since we have already node.mon in our server. So this time it's up and running, right? So I'll be opening back now to index.js, and what we are going to work with is we will import the mongoose, right? Mongoose, right? Mongoose. Okay, it seems that it's not coming on my screen. Import mongoose from, yes, right, mongoose. Alright, so semicolon. So we'll be using the Mongoose library later on, and we will make a connection over here. Probably I'll just make it over here, and let me do this comment. Let's say this is our database connection. Right, so since we'll be working on this connection, so I need to work with the constant. Any name will do. Camel case connect string. Right, so this would be equal to double quote and semicolon. So remember, we have captured that string from our MongoDB. I'll just paste it over here. So this time I'll be changing this one to the specified database user. So I just made this one as admin, and the password I have made it there is MongoDB123. Alright, so let me save this one, and alright, perhaps there will be a crash there because we haven't made the Mongoose connection at the moment. So this time we will use the Mongoose, this one goes to the Mongoose, and we will connect to that string using dot connect. Alright, connect, and there's a connection string here, but perhaps it's already been deprecated. But let's see if this will still works. Right, and right, this one. So our connection string Mongoose connect would be in this parameter. I'll probably use a function that will have some parameter of your use new URL parser. Okay, so this must be true, and one more is, I think what we need is use unified topology. These are some props. Topology, it has to be set true, but it seems that it was already deprecated, but perhaps we will see this one then. I will save this, and alright, it's pretty much crashing now. MongoDB, probably I forgot to set up that password. Probably my password is different. Oh no, one sec. I think I haven't added my network IP, and some temporary IP includes over here. So if the IP of my local is over here, we don't have any issue. And probably my password here in my admin, edit the password. Right, so this would be MongoDB123. Right, let's see how it looks. Okay, MongoDB123. Right, update, and let's see, save this one. Okay, it's still a bit crashed though. Okay, once we'll be working on this strings. Okay, perhaps I have some error here. I haven't seen this connect string. This connect string should be comma over here. Yeah, yes, there you go. So save it, and MongoDB 123. Right, so let me terminate this and rerun it. npm start. Okay, app crash, waiting for the file changes. Okay, Mongoose. Okay, Mongoose. Okay, so Mongoose looks like it wasn't properly installed. Yes, Let me just run once again npm install MongoDB. Yeah. I remember I have already run this one, and let's see if it works. Right, so Mongoose imported package, it's not properly set. Okay, this is now in our Mongoose. Right. Okay, we probably needs to import MongoDB literally or the Node.js. Yes, let's say MongoDB Mongoose. Right. Right, there are 5 packages that have been added, and we'll see if we could npm start now. Right, there you go. So it's not installing properly the Mongoose, so that's this time now we are connected. So this time we have successfully connected to our MongoDB. So if you notice, if I will change the password here, let's say 122, it's supposed to be 123. I will save it. You will see that it will be crash. So there you go. So let me just bring it back. 123, save it. Because of the Node.js, it's explicitly no need of terminating the database server. So this time we are now up and running. So probably before we end up this video, we will just create a model, and within our server we will create a folder named models, and what's inside this model, we will create like a schema in the model JSON format, and then we will save it as a student model.js, just like we need a model for student ID and respectively for this one. Right, so definitely we need to use a Mongoose over here. So let's go to our folder models, and we will create a new file, and that file will be student model.js. Yes, right. And here we will be using, of course, import. We will going to import a Mongoose. Mongoose from Mongo. Okay, Mongoose as well. Mongoose. Right, it's already there now. Right, and we need to import later the schema. Export this one. Of course, we can import from the other app components. So this time I'll be creating a constant student model, student schema. Okay, schema. Maybe I'll just make it schema, which must be equal to our Mongoose. Right, it will be equal to our Mongoose dot schema as a prop, and we'll just bring it with an open curly bracket and a function. So this is where we will put our Mongoose schema later, and of course we will also need that one to export it later. Right, we will going to export this one. Export the default, because this is a function, and the name is student schema, student models, okay, models, student model semicolon. Okay, because this is the name of our model. Okay, so perhaps now we need to create the schema of Mongoose over here, as we have this typical fields. Alright, so I might be using a stud ID will make a camel case, and this is just like a typical JSON format, and this is like this schema is we're creating a database, data type like such a string, right, and number if we have it, and then this is pretty much like a ER diagram of a relational database, and that needs a required, meaning it will just set it's true. So meaning this has a data should be written here. Okay, let me just copy this one, and I think I'll just duplicate it, and we need the rest of course we need the rest of the fields here. Now this one is stud name, okay, camel case, capital N, and name. This is also string. Okay, next is we will make email, still also string, so I'll just make this one email. Okay, it's also required, right? So email, okay, 1 minute. Stud name, okay, I'm sorry, this must be comma here, okay, and comma here. And basically this one doesn't need to have a comma anymore, but anyhow it's not coming error. Next is I need to comma here, and next email is dep. I'll just make it dep. Okay, this would be a string and true as well. Next is we will make coursework. Okay, I'll make this one camel case, course W capital, right? But this will be a number, so this will be a number, capital number, okay, N, okay, and would be required as well. Next is, okay, let me just copy this. This would be final. Oops. Okay, this is final. Okay, it's also number and required. And let's see, we need a total marks. Okay, this would be total marks, and also required. And the next is we need a pass mark. Right, and I think one more for result, and we need the result here, and we'll do this one as string, and it will be required as well, right? So there you go. So let me just save this, and okay, our model is been created now. So this time we're not yet done, since we already exported the student model.js as one of your component. We need also to make a syntax for model variable, which is based on the created schema above. So we have a mongoose .model syntax, so we can do that, and I can just make another constant here. We have a constant already on the top. Yeah, it's const student schema. Okay, now I will make constant student model. Okay, we have it here now. So equals to mongoose, right? We have mongoose dot model, right, dot model, and we'll just name this one and into name schema collection name, though they are optional, but we can write it here. So let's say this is a stud info, right? This one is the schema name, so which is student schema. It's already mentioned on the top, and last is, we'll just make it plural. That's the stud, okay, infos with S. Okay, this one let's make it capital. So I think now it's almost pretty much done now. Let me just terminate this one with a semicolon. 1 second. And save it. So it should have no error. And there you go. So only those drivers are just showing it's been deprecated actually, right? So we will fix that one later on. So which means now the name here, which is a singular name, and the mongoose automatically looks for this version, and this schema is the mongoose schema object which we have created above as a document of your collections, and this info's collection name is an optional, and specify different name of MongoDB, and perhaps the skip in it is an optional as well, so we did not include that one. So we export the default student model, and later on we're going to be working with the routes. So this will end our video for this time. So see you once again. Bye bye for now.